What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Edwards, live from Brooklyn, New York. This is Joshua's Proximity. We are entering Week 7 of the NFL regular season, and if your team is 500, let's go ahead and hear a round of applause. Carolina Panthers, I'm gonna get to that. And if your fantasy team is doing well, I hope that you listen to my advice. If your team is doing awful, you should be listening to my advice. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I know I'm a little late on this topic, but it was a topic that kind of struck a nerve in me when I heard the news and the report. So if you don't know, the Tennessee Titans have officially fired their head coach, Brian Callahan. And in really like a short stint. Now, Brian Callahan, I'm not saying that he was a leader of men. I'm not saying he should have been the head coach for the Tennessee Titans. We know that he was a former offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not saying he was a leader of men, but who in the hell could have thrived in what he was going through? Yes, they were 4-9 over his 1.5 tenure, but do we honestly believe that the Tennessee Titans gave this man a fair shot? Now, I don't care if you're black, white, Indian, Asian, Blackanese, Chinese, it doesn't matter. When it comes to a head coaching job, especially in the National Football League, hell, any professional league, you need talent. The Tennessee Titans are derived of talent. I can't name anybody offensively outside of obviously Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley. Alec A. Maynor, Todd Spears was on IR. Like, this team is depleted from a talent perspective. Can we say that the Tennessee Titans did everything in their chance to, one, go get out free agents, to do everything in their power to help Brian Callahan? I don't believe that. And when you look at the Tennessee Titans, they are just, and the National Football League really in particular, it's just a microcosm of life. A lot of us, and myself included, want that instant success, instant gratification, and when we don't see the benefits of our labor or the benefits of our toil, we get upset. Like, this dude was really not given a fair shake. You give him Will Levis. We know he wasn't a guy. I thought that he wasn't necessarily the problem with the Tennessee Titans. You move off from him. Then you give him Cam Ward. Yes, you start 0-4, and you ended up being 1-5 through your first 6 weeks, and you fire him abruptly. Like, now there were some rumblings within the locker room where they said this was the worst week of practice. I understand that. I'm not saying Brian Callahan was a leader of men. We all know he was the offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. Every coordinator does not need to be a head coach, and it's okay. I'm not saying he was that guy, but what I will say is I don't believe that the Tennessee Titans gave this dude a fair shake. Don't forget, the Tennessee Titans just fired Mike Vrabel. Don't forget, the Tennessee Titans just fired their general manager. You get a new general manager. You get a new head coach. You don't even let your head coach really give an opportunity to, one, develop a culture amongst the team, set something in stone. And if you look at the last 3 quarterbacks that were taken number 1 overall, their head coach was fired during their rookie campaign. Caleb Williams, Matt Eberflus, we knew he was a dud. Bryce Young with Frank Reich. Trevor Lawrence with Urban Meyer. All 3 of these quarterbacks are on the same path as this quarterback that you're about to see in Cam Ward. First-year quarterback, your head coach gets fired first way through your rookie season, halfway through your rookie season, and now fans and people worldwide are wondering if Cam Ward's a guy. Like, I heard Drew Brees say something very important on First Take today, and he said if you are a quarterback that was drafted number 1 or first round, you really have to give him 50 to 60 games from college to NFL to see what you got. And how many of these guys have played long enough coming out? We know Caleb Williams played a long time in college. We knew Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young. Some of these guys played long, but Anthony Richardson was a guy that didn't have a lot of starts under his belt. Drake May was a guy that didn't have a lot of starts under his belt. I believe year 3 is what you really know what you got, and you're seeing that these organizations are not giving head coaches a long enough leash, and it's a travesty. I don't believe Ryan Callahan didn't get a fair shake. But that's just my 2 cents, man, on that whole situation. Didn't like exactly how they went about the things. But let's go ahead and transition and talk about my team. Now, my team, the Carolina Panthers, we are officially 3-3. And I told my homeboys early in the season, I said, guys, the Panthers have a chance to go 500 or better, 4-2 or better, minimum 5-1. And that's something that I believe. Now, when you look at what Rico Dowdle has brought to this team, a physicality, Chuba Hubbard's not getting his role back. Chuba Hubbard is not getting his starting job back because this man, number 5, Rico Dowdle. Now, there's also some good things that we saw from Sunday. Ted McMillan called his first 2 touchdowns. I'm still seeing too many drops with Ted McMillan, and I need him to be better. You were the first true quote-unquote receiver taken in the draft. You got to make some of these easy catches, man. And in our defense, this guy had an amazing day. If you had George Pickens and you started him, you're reaping the benefits right now. I told you about Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson is dog shit, respectfully. We don't have a guy outside of J.C. Horn that can really cover. Mike Jackson is not a guy. If it wasn't for Rico Dowdle and his awesome performance from a rushing standpoint, we wouldn't have been in the game at all. It was an ugly weather game. Once again, Rico Dowdle over 200 purpose yards, back-to-back weeks with that, over 30 in back-to-back weeks for fantasy purposes. And we're riding hot right now. We got the Jets coming up, 4-3. I believe it will be 4-3. And right now we're setting up ourselves to be in a great position when it comes down the stretch to the NFC South. We know we got to close out with the Bucks. The Falcons right now are 3-2. We shut them out, but they're kind of heating up a little bit, and we're finding our groove. So as long as we continue just to lean on the running game, as long as we continue to take away the running game, I think we will be in a good spot. But we got to clean up the defensive receiver one-on-ones. George Pickens is an elite talent, but he shouldn't have been going off like he was. At some point, J.C. Horn has to travel with the best receiver. I'm tired of seeing Mike Jackson on the number 1 receivers. J.C. Horn, you're getting paid the big bucks. Go out here and guard somebody. And I'm gonna make sure to talk about that on tomorrow. I need you to guard the number 1 receivers because George Pickens was going fed. But I do want to transition to talk about my top 10 as we're getting down here, winding down just a little bit. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into Joshua's proximity hierarchy. At number 10 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a team that is 4-1. We know what the Steelers are in regular season. They are in that Baltimore Ravens-esque. I mean, they do what they got to do. But does anybody really concern themselves with the Pittsburgh Steelers? No. At number 10, the Steelers. At number 9, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills have had 2 bad losses. One last night that was very, very awful. At number 9, the Buffalo Bills. Coming in at number 8 is the Seattle Seahawks. Now, if you watch the Seattle Seahawks and what they're doing defensively, this is a great defensive team. Sam Darnold is not asked to do much. Sam Darnold is not asked to put the ball in harm's way. He can get the ball to Jackson Smith and Jigba. They can still run the ball at a high clip. At number 8, Seattle Seahawks. Now, this is a team right here that can easily jump to number 1. A 3-3 team. They're getting Rashee Rice back. The Kansas City Chiefs look like they're revving up right now. At number 7, the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming in at number 6, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles have been on a downward slope for quite some time. We don't know exactly what the offense looks like. What do they do well offensively? Nothing. What do they do well defensively? Nothing. Even with that being said, they're still 4-2. At number 6, Philadelphia Eagles. Coming in at number 5 is the Detroit Lions. Now, the Detroit Lions are one of the most physically gifted teams. They went out there against the Kansas City Chiefs and laid an egg. And really, I think that the game would have been closer if it wasn't for that illegal shift with Jared Goff. But the team is still still a favorite to come out the NFC. Number 5, the Detroit Lions. At number 4 is the Indianapolis Colts. Now, the Colts have played some bums. They have not beaten anybody, but they're still winning games. It's hard to take away from what that defense is doing. Daniel Jones has them boys playing right. They believe in Daniel Jones. They believe in their running game. They believe in their defense. At number 4, the Indianapolis Colts. Coming in at number 3 is the LA Rams. Now, the Rams are a team that, Puka Nakua's out, but they can still put up numbers. I think Devontae Adams is going to step into this role as a number 1. That's why you go out there and pick him up in free agency, and you pay him the big bucks, because I believe he's going to cause separation. He is going to be a matchup nightmare for defenses moving forward. Number 3, the LA Rams. Coming in number 2 is the Green Bay Packers, a team that can do it all. Physical. Jordan Love is playing well. Still putting the ball in dangerous way. That's just what the Green Bay Packers do. Outside of Aaron Rodgers, but he looks good. The team looks good. And at number 1, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team in the NFC South. This team right now is the best team in football. Argue with your mama. They literally lost the game. Their only loss was like a last-second field goal or something like that. Baker Mayfield is playing at an MVP caliber. The team looks great. At number 1, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And once again, that's my top 10. Steelers, Bills, Seahawks, Chiefs, Eagles, Lions, Colts, Rams, Packers, and Bucks. All right, so once again, Josh's Proximity, we out, baby.